bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network.
Good evening. Fade to Black. Today is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. Tonight we're going to do an AMA. Welcome, everybody. We're going to get straight to it. And just post your questions up in the chat and make them all caps. And we'll just bang straight through it. And before we get started, today was like this weird, it was a weird day today. And I can't really put it into words. It was just like surreal. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about a few things. One, I went through, I did, Fade to Black news today, the breaking news. And, I was talking about Elon, Neuralink, and the announcement that they've submitted the paperwork for FDA approval to start human testing of the Neuralink. Wow, right? How did we get here? So there's that. And watching Twitter, I didn't spend a whole lot of time. I don't need to. I can see the directions of everything today. But watching Twitter today, dealing with that, and then Ye went on Alex Jones with that other doofus, whatever his name is. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of having somebody say his name out loud. So the three of them, anyway, let's just focus on. I'm watching this. I saw the announcement, actually. It came through from Anomaly. He's been on the show and a couple of times. I think I've been on his show too. And it's speaking about this craziness that's going down on InfoWars. And I'm watching his comments, and Anomaly, very smart kid. Very smart. I've got mad respect for him. He's a very talented artist too, as well. But if he's saying these things, it's got to be to a whole nother level of crazy, right? So I go and I jump into the live feed, and I'm watching this, and I cannot put it into words what I was seeing, and it reminded me of. So then. It reminded me of Running Man. I think that was the name of the movie. And with, Schwarzenegger, Maria Conchita Alonso, who I've known for a long time. She's really cool. So anyway, it just reminded me of this dystopian future that we thought we'd never arrive to, that we've got this stuff going to, And for Alex Jones to try to pull it back in and tone it down, it was that level of crazy. So I'm watching, I'm just thinking to myself, how did we get here? We've got this situation right now with Elon. Now, let me be very clear about my position on all of this. Elon is obviously a smart guy. I've always had respect for him. Visionary, in my opinion. Has he invented anything? No, but he certainly knows how to put a team of people around him to get things done. And SpaceX was a big deal, is a big deal. Tesla, a very big deal. Starlink, holy crap, right? And this was a part of our reality here to think that we have a private citizen with a private company, his own company, putting rockets in space better than NASA or anybody in the world, right? That outpaced the Soviet Union and ESA and just going to Mars. And I still think he's going to take people to Mars. So, and soon. So, with all of that and going back and listening to comments from different intellectuals over the years, Sam Harris also comes to mind when I say some of this. Bostrom and others, intellectuals talking about artificial intelligence and the warnings that we need to think about what AI could mean. And Elon making those statements not too long ago, a couple of years ago, that AI, artificial intelligence, is a bigger threat to the world than nuclear weapons. And it's Elon saying this. So we've got but he also tweets about aliens. So, whatever. But that was a bit, and you go and do what I do, which is listen to these intellectuals. I've got the books. I've got all of the artificial intelligence books you can read, right? And I've got friends. Jacques Vallée invented artificial intelligence, wrote some of the first software, if not the first software, artificial intelligence stuff back in the late 60s. So I've had a lot of conversations and I read and I study. And artificial intelligence is something that Ray Kurzweil is something that we should, it's going to happen. I mean, it's happening now, but I mean, to get to artificial general intelligence and get to that level, and when and if it happens, it's going to be a very, very big deal. And every country in the world is racing for that because the winner is first. Everybody else is last. Think about that. Okay, so we have that. And then over the last few months with Elon, a bunch of strange things happening right in a row. One, he started to make these moves to purchase Twitter. Now, he's already got his own internet logistics system floating around in space. And he's got the rockets and he's building the satellites and he's busting them out at 20, 30, 40, 50 a time, encircling the world, Skynet. So that's going on. He's given us this warning about AI. He wants to go to Mars. And with all of this, then he goes out on stage. And we knew that he was developing this, but when all of this happens at the same time, just kind of, you get taken aback a little bit because he walks out on stage with a robot. An android that he's going to sell to you for your home. Now, combine all of that with his comments about AI, the fact that he owns Skynet, right? He's got the rockets. He's got the money. He's the richest man in the world. And then he turns around and completes the puzzle. The last puzzle piece goes in. He buys Twitter. He said he was going to buy Twitter, and this and that, tried to back out of the deal, but he bought Twitter. Elon bought Twitter. So now, for me, I sit back and I think about everything that is going down. He's got his own internet infrastructure. He's got his own rockets. He's got his own satellites. Now he's got his own social media platform. He's got his AI robot that is going to be in your house. And now Neuralink. Now what's really going on here? We're talking about the world's richest man that owns the critical parts to the Skynet AI take over the world puzzle. He's got them all. He's got all the pieces are in play. And now He's going to the FDA to get approval to put a chip in a human to have access to computers. And he owns the internet. He owns the satellites. He owns the software. He owns the robots. And he's got his social media platform that is full of AI bots. What is really going on? And then, so now, and I've sort of mentioned this, but I need everybody to really understand my position from where I sit. This is crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And it doesn't seem to me, from where I sit, that anybody has the power. Nobody wants to step in. Nobody can say anything, do anything. It's so global. It's so global, it's in space. That's how global it is. Every country is affected by it. The internet is literally global and in space. And dude is on the verge of controlling all of it. We really need to think about what's going on. And now, before I get all of this ties into Running Man. All of this ties into Alex Jones and Ye today. And this was like this. I'm telling you, it's like the vision of the future, but it's happening. It's happening. It's no longer books warning you about AI or books warning you about AI robots taking over the world, or some guy's going to rise up and with a smile on his face and make all these moves, you know, and the warnings from the intellectuals. It's not like no, the warnings are over. It's happened. It's not happening. It's happened. I'm just in shock. Now, here's another thing that I just need everybody to think about. And I'm saying it here first. I think that most people, when they think about Terminator and that idea, androids, you know, RoboCop, you know, out of control, that the AI is inside of the robot, that the robot's making all of these decisions. You know, no, that's not how it's going to happen. Oh, no, it's not going to be that kind of autonomous situation. We would be thankful if that mistake was made. No, those bots are going to be controlled from space. That's right. That AI, those instructions are going to come from a central point. Oh, yeah. That's the reality of it. And you heard it. I'm right now. And I'm not some intellectual PhD dude. No, some neuroscience dude, some astrophysicist dude. No, I'm not that guy. I'm just somebody that thinks for myself. So let's take it a step further. So we have this thing, this virus that's spreading all around the planet right now, and it's called social media, certainly Twitter. And other platforms, they've all got their issues, right? And I participate in many of those platforms. But I do it from a pure business standpoint. I was speaking to, I'll tell you, I'll be straight up. I was talking to Christina Gomez today after her show that we did on Haunted Places, which was great. Go check it out. So she calls me right after the show. And so, church, good show. I said, good show. We started talking about this thing that's going on. I was telling her about Ye and And the thing is, and I told Christina, I told her 5 minutes. That's not entirely true. But I'm being honest with you. I said, Christina, if you hung out with me all day, Christina and I have never met, and most people haven't met me. But if you, any of you listening, if you spent a day with me, I think you would be surprised. Now, I have this beautiful studio. Oh, man, this studio is nice. If you've seen pictures, but it's no. You come in here and you go, whoa. I mean, this is great. The lights, the screens, the computers, the thing. Man, it's awesome. But I'm in here only when I'm talking to you. I'm not in here all day long on social media reading. And no, if you're around me for a day, and this is where ye comes in. Yay. I think I heard him say it today. Yay. So now I know I'm comfortable in saying yay. If you were around me, you would see me building stuff in my house, cleaning. I do a lot of laundry, working on my car, shopping, driving, visiting people, talking, actual conversations with people. I love to build models. You would see that, my radio controlled cars and telescopes, guitars. Obviously, I'm always working on guitars. I've got a workbench right there. With all of the tools that you can imagine, woodworking tools, metal tools, stuff for electronics. I've got all the parts. I've got drawers with I've got all the right stuff. And if I want to build a guitar from start to finish, I can do it. And I do it. I do it a lot. That's what you would see when you're around me. That doesn't mean I don't do my research. I do. I'm always reading. I've got stacks of books. I'm always reading. But I'm not polluting my head with this nasty crap that is going down on social media. And I know, now let's shift this right over to Ye and Alex Jones. So I'm listening to some of the craziest stuff. Crazy. And after I'm done with that, I jumped over. Anomaly's going to start a live feed commenting about the show. And I love Anomaly. I'm going to hear what he has to say. And it was brilliant. Right? Anomaly's a smart guy. And I'm listening to Anomaly. I'm texting him, dude, I'm watching it. And Anomaly, during his show, now I saw the tweets and I commented, I sent him a text and, I'm going to go check out your show. And while so the tweets that I had seen from Anomaly, which took place in that little window of 5 minutes that I spend on the internet or spend on social media, I saw Anomaly's tweet. So those 3 tweets that Anomaly tweeted today about the craziness going down on Alex Jones, Ye retweeted while Anomaly was on the air. Anomaly and I are texting back and forth. He's doing this thing, and I'm watching the chat room. I even popped in. Hey, dude, here I am. I'm not playing. I'm here. And while that is going down, Ye retweets Anomaly 3 times. And Anomaly finds out about it while he's live on the air. I'm watching it. I'm sitting here. I'm watching Anomaly, and I never do this stuff. I'm never, no. I'd rather build a model. But it was that kind of crazy day. And then Anomaly, while Ye is retweeting him, this is live on the air. I'm watching the chat room fly off. Ye just retweeted you. What? This is minutes after the Alex Jones show ended. This is all going down. This was my day today. So while all of that is happening, And I'm watching the comments, and I'm watching this thing just like spin out of control. We're talking about Ye. We're talking about Alex Jones. An anomaly. Anomaly, man. My friend that I walked the NAMM show with one year. I mean, and he's just a great kid, man. And he was he made this comment today. I cannot believe. I don't even know how to react. I don't even know how to respond to any of this. So while all of that is going on, I jump over, which I never do. I just never do. I jumped into the cesspool that Twitter is, cesspool Twitter is today, and I jump over there and I start reading. And as I'm going through, again, maybe 10 minutes, that's all I need to see, obviously blowing up. Now, this is going all over all media outlets. I have media everywhere. And now Ye says to Alex Jones and the other dude, the kid, "Hey, man, you guys are blocked from Twitter. I'll let you tweet on my Twitter account to my 25 million followers, 35 million followers." And now I'm not going to discuss the content of what was going down on Alex Jones' show. That stuff just is not going to happen. I'm not comfortable with it. It's just something that they can do. They can do whatever they want to do. It's not what I do. It's not my world. But Elon, going back to Elon and this AI Skynet king that he has now become, and that's no joke. That's where he's at. That's it. It's here. Terminator has arrived. The world of Terminator, man. This Terminator. This is Running Man. So now Ye is inviting Alex Jones and this other dude to tweet out on his thing, and now this is lighting up Twitter, and the things and the video and the dot, and it's spinning out of control. Anomaly is found himself in the middle of all of this in real time, and as I'm reading on Twitter this stuff. Was this Elon's intention? To allow the world to degrade into this? Okay, that's another discussion, and that's on Elon. It's not on me. I'm not in his head. But here's the interesting part for all of this. There are millions and millions and millions of people that sit at their computer on their phone all day long. They are reading, they are sucked in, and they allow all of this to not only affect them, but control them. And the comments that you see, and it only takes a few minutes. You don't have to spend hours. I don't. You can see the flavor of what is going on, and this is the dangerous part for all of this, which is why I don't engage. By the way, is that I don't know who is actually saying this stuff. You can't hear the voice, you can't hear the tone, you can't hear the inflection. You can certainly read the words and its intent, because I'm reading it. So what it does to me or anybody else that's reading it, the intent is there for whatever it is. It's how people take it. I don't know who's sending it, but it's being sent a lot, and it's all day long. And this free-form thing that is happening with all of this is astonishing, which is why, for me, I stay away from it. I stay away. Now, and when I say stay away, because I don't venture into those worlds, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be sports. It could be dogs. It could be yay. It could be whatever. UFOs. It could be whatever. Because I don't venture out into that. I don't engage, and it doesn't affect me. I don't care. I don't see it. I don't even know about it. I don't know who's saying what anywhere. I don't let it affect me. And again, if you were a part of my world, you would see just that. I think that a lot of people would be, because I broadcast digitally, and I do what I do, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, TikTok. I've got a TikTok account. Yeah, I'm doing some stuff over on Telegram now too as well. But does that mean I'm out there engaging and reading? No, I don't do any of that. I use it for a tool to communicate to all of you. I don't use it to change my world. And the second that, and this is one of the most shocking, eye-opening parts about all of this. Why should I, or anybody go, and especially somebody with 1 million followers, but it's the same thing for somebody with 5,000 followers. Why should anybody go and read somebody's comment that's got 12 followers, 35 followers, some vicious thing, somebody with 100 followers, right? And they do their thing, and then have that change your world? Why would you open yourself up to that? Why? Why would you open yourself up to it? And I think that a lot of people that have decided to cut the umbilical cord of social media, Twitter being an example of that, of course, that go and do that, find out that they were neglecting their lives. They were neglecting conversation time with their sons, their daughters, their friends, their coworkers, their parents, their wives, their husbands, their dogs, their cats. That all of that is seconds spent, minutes, days spent on the internet is time. I'm goofing around on social media, getting all flamed out, is time that could be spent with your family, doing a hobby, maybe even watching a movie, maybe leaving the house, maybe going out to dinner, maybe cooking food, maybe shopping. All of that is neglected before, and this is the thing with Elon right now, and it goes right back to Ye and what's happening with Alex Jones and other. It's not, I'm not singling them out, but no, not at all. This is going on everywhere across social media, on every platform. Is this people my age? I'm 59. I'm hip. I'm cool. I'm to the curb. I'm all that stuff. But I'm 59. And I truly, honestly remember a day before the internet. But if you're 30, 35 years old, right? As crazy as that sounds, you grew up with the internet. You don't know life without it. You don't. So is this the next generation? Are these the generations of the future? Is this how they want it? Because for me, I remember what it was like before the internet. And you know what, even worse than that, before social media, internet itself is fine. And the way that I treat the internet, I'm fine. I'm cool. I don't let it bother me. But so many are completely sucked in. And we're talking about half of the planet. We're not talking about a few people with an issue here. We're talking about billions. Billions. So where does productivity go? What happens from here on out? What happens to relationships? What happens to the condition of your home? Who's cleaning your house? If you're spending 8 hours a day on Twitter and maybe going to work if you have a job, right? And that is it. And every waking moment that you have is sitting there flaming out and getting flamed out in social media. I'm shocked. It's just, and today was one of those days where I sat back and went, that is as crazy of a movie as Running Man was. And what that as crazy as the Terminator was, as crazy as, right? It's here. It's truly here. Now, what are we going to do? Tonight's an AMA, so I'm going to be taking questions. But I needed to today was a real eye-opener, and I was leading up to this conversation for a couple of years. Saw it happening. I just saw it. It was unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. And I kept talking to people. I was talking about, go watch The Social Dilemma. You've got to go see that movie. You've got to go see it. Put yourself in check. When Q was popping off, I was like, man, everybody, you need to watch yourself. You need to get away from this stuff. Don't do it. And everything else, that happened over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. This isn't the first time that I have mentioned any of this, but now, today, especially with this Neuralink announcement and how everything else has happened in such rapid fire. And I'm talking about Starlink. You can go outside right now and see some Starlink satellites up in the sky. It's about to encircle the Earth. There is, it's called Satellite Tracker. I've got a satellite. It's called Satellite Map. And I wish I could take a screenshot and show you this. It's called Satellite Map. Go and get that. Download it. Go. You can look at all the satellites in every stage, everything, military satellites, Starlink, whatever you want, different state out on the Amazon, dead. It's all there. Go and look and see how many Starlink satellites now are encircling this planet. And just every day, man, more launching. And with the Neuralink announcement, is this where we are? Now, one last thing. Oh, by the way, see, I have no commercial breaks. I can do whatever I want. No commercial break. Got a commercial break in a half hour. Tonight's an AMA. Put your stuff in all caps in the chat room, and I'll go back and start addressing those. But here's the thing. How many times tonight have I said, but here's the thing. But truly, Christ, here's the thing. If we get to the point with Starlink and Twitter and artificial general intelligence and the bots that are everywhere on the internet right now, I would say half of Twitter is a bot, half of Facebook is a bot, half of Instagram is a bot. Half. Yeah. That's what's out there. Right? Okay, so if that's the case, and Neuralink pops into the play, and you have an implant. I've seen the suggestions that it's crack a hole in your skull and pop it. Right? Not till it's official before I start making those kind of claims. But and your brain now is connected to a controlling engine. It's already controlling the minds of billions of people. Lives have been altered and forever changed. Maybe DNA itself has been changed. That people are swarming. It's like sharks and blood in the water and chum. The people are swarming and attack viciously, fighting and saying things that are so obnoxious to the point where, yay, and then people are saying, and people like Ye. He's not the only one. It's saying these incredible, just coming out of them. What, man, it's freedom of speech. Yeah, it is. He can say what he wants. You can say what you want. What is in somebody's mind that says that that's okay? You can say what you want, but we all have, I can say whatever I want right now. I have a filter on. I know how to show respect to the world and how to behave and everything else. Sure, I could run, but I don't. Sure, I can post. Sure, I could go after and attack and do things on, but I don't. I have that self-control. It is to a point now that billions of people have their mind altered. So, if that is possible without Neuralink, what happens with it? Think about that. And we are here. It's official. Elon Musk did his announcement yesterday. Got a couple of monkeys with Neuralinks controlling, right? And I'm just picturing there, it's monkeys, but it could be just humans controlling cursors with their minds, being connected to a computer. And Lord knows what that is going on. And to have Elon suggest, and I made the announcement the other day about this new company that's got a chipset. It's going to be used by Neuralink. A chipset that's low battery power, that only needs to be charged up once a day. And this chipset is so sophisticated that you will be able to access anything, anywhere on the internet in real time. For instance, walk into a party. You see somebody, you see your ex from 5 years before. Like, man, I dated her, right? Is that her? All of a sudden, it's in your head. Oh, so she's been dating so-and-so. She's now living here. That's where it's at. And they're like touting this, the company, like that is a good thing. So if we are going to have this kind of connection from the mind to the vast knowledge of the world, we already have it with a mouse and with our eyeballs, and we haven't been able to handle that. Now we're going to go with a direct chipset, and this is what Elon wants. Like, it's a good thing. You know, it's great for paraplegics. It's great for people that have had car accidents. It's great for somebody that dived into the shallow end of the pool and broke their neck. This is great for them. That's how they get you, right? So anyway, chip. Now you directly are going to have an influence that you cannot stop. That's it. I mean, straight to the brain. Anything. Why are you robbing this bank? I don't know. What? Think about that. This is Fade to Black, and I needed to talk about this. And I think that all of us, and especially anybody listening right now, share this with somebody. Let them know. I mean, I could be way wrong. I could be way wrong on all of this. That SpaceX was an accident, right? Starlink, it's just a coincidence. Twitter, a coincidence. SpaceX robots, just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. Tesla self-driving cars, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Neuralink, it's nothing. world's richest man, developing AI, he owns his own internet, it's nah, it's nothing. No, it is not. Trying to open up everybody's eyes. All right, let's get to the AMA. I should have a contest. And have a few fade or nots. You know, just come out to the house for a weekend so they could spread the message. Yeah, man. Dude is building models. He's building guitars, installed some new carpet, put a new engine in his thing, and put, we went out and went to the desert and went over to the Lockheed. We did that. I didn't see him on Twitter once for 3 days. Somebody's tweeting for him, but it wasn't him. I was with him. I never saw him look at his phone the entire time we were there. I should do that. I should actually do that. Would you guys be down for that? I'd do it. Wing them all out here on a private jet. I'm kidding. All right. Let's see. Let's get to these questions. What do I have here? What are your feelings about, this is at 6:32. This is Carl. What are your feelings about movies imitating life? What did I just say? Oh my, I had to laugh. What did I just say? Yeah, we're right there, man. We are right there. I went back over this is about the last month or so, and I just got into this real nostalgic thing about movies that I've loved in the past. And I installed a surround sound system. And about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And listening to movies in surround sound is the best, right? So, and I got a good system. So I went back and I talk about movies imitating life. So, but I did go back. I love movies. I watched The Godfather 1, Godfather 2. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey. I tweeted that out. I watched Valerian. I went back and watched that. I watched My Blue Heaven. And so many more. I'm not going to just go down the list, but Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Again, I watched that again, and just went back through and wanted to really not only appreciate the films for what they are, but I like to hear films. I like to feel them too as well. And yes, so I have a lot of thoughts about movies imitating life and how that happens, and things. And that's another reason why I like documentaries so much too as well. And I made those comments yesterday about that new Teddy Hart docuseries. Talk about reality. So yeah, I'm into it. And films definitely imitate life. There's no question about it. And what are your favorite movies? Stargate is I watched Stargate last week. Funny enough that's there. I just listed some of my favorite movies. The list is so long, but I like. It's really weird. There are a lot of new movies when they're well made that are suddenly on my list and they stay there. Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's an amazing film. That's brand new. Interstellar. What is that? 5-6 years old. That is. I think that is. It's going to stay there. It's one of the most important films of all time. Just an incredible film. Today I was talking about wormholes being discovered for the first time. I mean, used for the first time today on the breaking news. Again, art imitating life, right? And so, yeah, there you go. Love Stargate, by the way. And the first 15 minutes of Stargate, to me, I cannot get enough of that. The first 15 minutes of that film are just incredible. All right, so there's that. Thank you for that, Carl. It's funny. It came in over an hour ago, a half hour before I started the show, and it's exactly those two questions are exactly inside of my little opening rant tonight. I haven't vented in a long time. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Remember, put everything in all caps, and I will see it. Okay, here we go. Jimmy, what did you send me? That's from Jessica. Jessica got the ultimate gift box of doom. It'll be arriving there shortly. You're going to enjoy that, and I can't wait to see the pictures that you're going to post and send me and tell everybody about how happy you are. All right. Jonathan says, Jimmy, have you heard anything more about Jason Rice? Whoa. Okay, Jason Rice. Okay, Jason Rice was allegedly, I'll say that, one of the 20 and back people, and came out when Doofus came out a little bit after that. 20 and back, part of the program. I met Jason maybe 3 years ago at Conscious Life Expo. Nice guy. And came on Fade to Black. A bunch of legal stuff happened with that. I'm not going to get into the details because it's just all BS. In the end, it was just all BS. I feel bad for Jason, though. And then Jason disappeared. Gone. And I think his job came into jeopardy and stuff. Although I haven't talked to Jason directly since all of that went down. He chose to walk away on his own, and I get that. This community can get very strange and very vicious. He seemed like just a nice guy, just an average nice guy. And got taken out, and that was very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. He seemed really nice. So, to answer you directly, no, I haven't talked to Jason, and just out of respect, I'm just going to let him do his thing. It's been a number of years. We're almost in 2023, so that was probably 4 years ago, maybe 5. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Okay, let me look at the clock. Let's get some more questions in. Remember, all caps. If Elon was saying AI was dangerous, then why is he implanting people's brains with AI? Exactly. That's from Joy of Lisa. Exactly. It's see, here's. I mean, there is no question that Elon is a smart guy, visionary. He is able to motivate people, put a team around him with his companies. You're launching, designing rockets and putting them in space. And how many times did we see them fail when they were trying to land? And his reuse a rocket, have it land and reuse it and save somebody. That's crazy town. Now it's like nothing. He pulled it off, right? So to have that ability to have the vision and then turn around and have the pockets, the deep pockets, to go, you know what? Okay, this is what we're going to do. Tesla, he didn't invent Tesla. He didn't invent electric cars. He didn't invent those Tesla wall batteries, but he had the vision for it. And if you have the money and you have the right engineers and the people around you, and software designers and everything else, that's part of the ability to do all of that. So yeah, right. And then you have that, and then you have some of these contradicting statements, completely contradictive. And which goes, if you're going to say that AI is more threatening to this world than the nuclear bombs, don't turn around and say, but I can control AI. Don't worry. I know what I said, but don't worry about it because I've got it under control. I'm going to be able to put an implant in your head and don't worry about AI. No. It's going to be safe. I've got it. And just trust me on this one. I've got, wait, you just said AI is more dangerous than nuclear bombs. Well, we know the danger of nuclear weapons. So if that's the case, then which way is it? Because it's a contradictory statement, right? And it continues from there. Even the stuff that he said about Twitter, he's contradicted himself, And now I'm not saying that Twitter's not going to be able to land on its feet. He could lose all of the advertisers. It's not, to him, it's not much money. What's he's worth? I don't know how many billions of dollars, $200-300 billion. So if he loses $1 billion a year in advertising, he can do that for 200 years and still have $100 billion left over. So he could run Twitter without advertising. It's his platform. He can do what he wants. Right? He can write his own rules. It's his company. It's private. He can do what he wants. So maybe Twitter will land on his feet. Maybe he'll work it out. Maybe he will figure it out. I don't know. But when we put everything else into play here with the dangers of AI, and suddenly, because we've all seen Terminator, we've all seen it. Been listening to Ray Kurzweil for years. We know what the singularity is. And to have, Alphabet, Google, NASA, Lawrence Livermore, Los Alamos, and any other high tech. I didn't even throw China into the mix, or Israel, or Switzerland, that are all working, and of course, the United Kingdom, and on, that are working very hard at AI. Somebody's going to get there first. Nobody wants to lose that race, because immediately, the day that an artificial general intelligence is achieved, from that second forward, not that day, I misspoke. From that second forward, everybody else is lost. Lost. That's it. It's over. It's over. It's over. And you don't want it to be, China's getting really close. You don't want it to be somebody that's adversarial to you, that's for sure. Don't want it to be Russia. I don't think it's going to be Russia. Could be China. Could be Switzerland, man. Switzerland's been working on a version of the brain for many, 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 many years. That they built in Switzerland, almost got it done too, still working on it. They decided to build a computer with the same amount of neural links, right? Neural pathways as the human brain. And so if they could do that, then they could replicate the way the brain works. It's AI at a whole nother level. And they got real close, man. You need to think about that. All right. I got to take a break. Let's get one more in. Let's see. I'm just going to go in order here. Have you thought about having James Fox on the show to talk about his latest movie documentary? Man, that's a great idea. It's such a good idea, Jordan, that I did it last month when he released it. And it was a good show, too. So go back and check it out. Look up James Fox, Fade to Black, and you'll see it right there, Moment of Contact. Yeah. See what we have here. Chris, yeah, baby, all caps. Is that your question? Is that your question? All right, let's see. Questions in all caps, please. Yes, thank you for that. Let's see here. Be nice. Okay. All right, come on. Before I get to this break, let's see. Okay. All right. Some of these questions, you can't put them in lower caps. Otherwise, I'll just. Are you doing a show that's from Rick Roberts? are you doing a show with the Loose Strings guys? Yeah, it's not set up yet. I know that there's, it's kind of weird. We haven't talked directly. There's been a lot of people in between. Yeah, we're going to do that. And I'm going to do that ASAP. All right. I've got a pretty blocked up and busy week next week. But I would like to, if I can make it happen, I'll do it next week. All right, Rick, that's a great question right there. And thank you for that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, here's, let me actually stay on that for a second. Let me stay right there. And I was talking about this last night on the show with John Greenwald and the Wilson Davis documents. And it was great. I love having a spirited conversation, especially somebody with a mind and the wit of John Greenwald, right? Okay. And we are discussing the Wilson Davis document. He's got his position. I've got my thoughts, and being able to talk through that and hear somebody else's opinion on something, and you guys get to hear how two people that are able to have a conversation and be civil about something that's a very, very sensitive subject, the Wilson Davis document. And what I think is very important here is that the Loose Threads guys, of course, Richard Dolan and others, Melinda Leslie and Grant Cameron and Michael W. Hall, and many have done a lot of research into the Wilson Davis document and have absolutely picked it apart. It includes also John Greenwald. John Greenwald has absolutely done his due diligence. And I think that everybody that has looked at this document looks at it a little bit differently than I do. And they've got their own versions of it and their own things. And certainly John does too as well. And the Loose Threads guys. So, yes, I think it's very important that I have them on the show and we talk through this. I am of the opinion, and this is what I said last night with John Greenwald, I am of the opinion that as far as I know, and I know a lot of documents, and I've been in this UFO game for 50 years. 50. I'm 59. Been at this for 50 years. This is the first document where we have the people alive. We know who they are. We know how to get to them. And one of them, whose name is in this document, is talking. And others are too. I mean, Eric Davis, in his own way, has been approached about this. That's never happened in the past. You know, and Oak Shannon, right there, man. Jack Houck is dead. But right there, we are able to, you know, Stephen Greer, his name is in this document. We can talk to Stephen Greer. Yeah. Thomas Wilson, Eric Davis, they're alive. Kit Green, put off. These guys are alive. Yeah. This has never happened before. That's why this document is important, which is the point that I drove home last night with John Greenwald. You can bury yourself in the facts and bury yourself in opinions. Whatever. That's cool. Do your thing. That's not what's important here. What's important is we are able to talk about the document in different terms that we've never been able to do before. That we are able to talk about somebody that is mentioned in this document and is coming out and talking about it. We are able to talk about that. I don't care about the rest. We've never been able to have that position presented to us. Never happened before. That's why the Wilson Davis document is so important. The MJ-12 documents, Majestic, whatever, those aren't part of Congress. Those aren't part of the public record. They're not. The host Project Aquarius document, that's not the NRO document that John was talking about. That's not the host document, which it is. NSA, NRO. It's not part of the congressional record. That wasn't brought up in a House subcommittee meeting on UFOs, public hearing. But the Wilson Davis document was. And we are able now to talk about it in that context. Yeah, let's take a break right here. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Please visit all of our sponsors. We're taking a quick break here. All of the links are below. We'll be right back. Check out Billy Carson's Forbidden Knowledge. ForbiddenKnowledge.com or ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, where you can get access to over 6,000 videos, movies, TV series, exclusive documentaries like the Black Knight Satellite. You can do it all for just $7.77 per month or $77 per year after the 3-day trial, which is also totally free to check out. It's all simple to do. Billy Carson is the best. It's simple. ForbiddenKnowledge.com or ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's the number 4BK. I will be hosting and emceeing the Conscious Life Expo this February 10th through the 13th at the LAX Hilton right here in Los Angeles, California. 200 speakers, including Linda Moulton Howe, Bashar, Deborah King, George Norrie, Daniel Sheehan, Scott Walter Johnstone, and David Wolf. Over 200 vendors, special events. This is the biggest event of its kind on planet Earth. You've got to come and hang out with all of us. Tickets and info at ConsciousLifeExpo.com. The links are below. On Saturday, April 1st, that's right, April Fool's Day 2023, I will be hosting the Parapod Festival at the Hyatt Regency right here in Valencia, California. It's a live one-day podcast awards. It's a film festival. It's a full-on media event. We're going to have sky watching. There's going to be a Lifetime Achievement Award presented to Linda Moulton Howe. Right now, you can submit your podcast, your film, your TV series, any of your paranormal media for consideration. You can do all of that on the links below. For info and tickets, go to parapodfilmfest.com. That's parapodfilmfest.com. April 7th through the 14th, 2023, I'll be hosting and presenting on the Hidden Secrets Seminar at Sea Cruise. From Los Angeles to the Mexican Riviera on the Navigator of the Seas. That's right, up top, a giant water slide. You've got to check out the Navigator of the Seas. It's amazing. We've got Scott Walter, Adam Apollo, Nick Pope, Brad Olson, Vivian Chauvet, Jason Shirka, Robert Grant, Ruben Langdon, and another 12 amazing speakers and presenters. It's all simple to do. Just visit divinetravels.com/Hidden Secrets 2023. You know you want to go on a cruise with me. River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. Truly the best coffee on planet Earth. Just visit rivermoonwellness.com or their Amazon store. It's all simple to do. You can check out the Fade to Black blend, the Game Changer blend, or any of their Black Moon Wellness products. It's the only coffee I drink. It is the best, and it's Doc. Again, rivermoonwellness.com. All right, I'm back. Oh, man, I've got to frame up, and I saw me vaping during the break. You like that? Did you like that? Okay, let's get back to it. Tonight's in the AMA, doing an AMA, and my guest tonight had a baby today. And I didn't get the text till 6 p.m. I knew it was coming. In my own little strange, selfish way, I was hoping it was going to happen 2 days ago. Everything was going to be fine, and it just turned out to be what it is. Okay, let's see here. How far back have I gone? This is probably far enough. Let's see. This is from Phil. Why are UAPs nearly all atmospheric and not terrestrial landings? Well, yeah, no, in a strange way that seems to be the case. But yeah, I'm not so sure. But let's unpack this for a minute, because I think that we've all realized that, because if we back up, and that's not totally accurate though, Phil. There have been some recent stuff, but But if we go back historically and we look at Socorro, New Mexico, for instance, that was up close and personal. That thing landed. The Travis Walton case, Betty and Barney Hill, of course, Roswell. Something may have crashed in Kecksburg. We still don't know if that was, but all of that, we're talking about Travis Walton. That's 50 years ago, right? So it's 45 years ago. Yeah, I get that, where we don't have, except if we look at moment of contact in Varginha, Brazil, that craft landed. Those beings came off. So, and that wasn't that long ago. So how much of this is happening where we don't know anything at all? If we also go to, if you want to go recent, and we take a look at the Tic Tac and the conversations behind it, Tic Tac was at sea level, bubbling the water, possibly submerged at some point. Maybe tubes, pipes coming out. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. I haven't seen anything. But wink, wink. But that's pretty terrestrial. That was at sea level. If we go to the Homeland Security footage out of Puerto Rico, that craft definitely went into the water and came out. So yeah, that's not. It's not like everything is atmospheric, and we could go back and pick things apart and look at specific cases. I'm doing this in real time and live, so I'm not totally, even though in a general sense, I would agree with that. I would. So is it just that part of things are over for ET that was visiting this planet, that maybe they're showing up here a little surprised? Whoa, there's civilization here. It's not that easy to just come in and land and poke around. Maybe it's that. Maybe they know that we have, if we go back to 1947, World War II, radar was invented in World War II. So up until World War II, before that, we didn't have radar. Did ET know that they could just come into the atmosphere, do whatever they want, and go undetected unless somebody saw them? Right? Now, today, we've got satellites. We've got radio telescopes. We've got stuff all over this planet looking out into deep space. Of course, we've got the James Webb. So we are, and tests, and we are monitoring, and we have the ability to look everywhere all the time. We didn't have that 50 years ago and 75 years ago. So maybe that is part of the change. Could be, not so sure. I was just watching the documentary. If you get a chance, I think it's on Apple TV, or maybe it's Amazon. I don't know. Goodbye Oppie, I think it's called. Opportunity, the rover. There was two, Spirit and Opportunity, at the same time landed on Mars, and they were supposed to have a 3-month mission. That was the plan. That was the mission. And Oppie ran for 14 years. That's crazy. And in the end, a couple of broken feet, tires, wheels, getting stuck. Its robotic arm stopped working. They said it had, it's kind of like arthritis. 14 years. Dust, Martian weather, everything just beat Oppie down. But for 14 years. And so go and watch that, because that will give you my frame of mind with what I'm about to say. That is us visiting another world. So to Mars, we're the aliens. And so what does Opportunity, Perseverance today, and there's two more that are on their way there now. So what does that actually represent? Right? Were there any offensive weapons on Opportunity or Perseverance? I don't think there's any pulse laser cannons or anything else. It's purely a scientific mission, and we're there to see what's up with that planet. And if that's what we are doing, and if we have the ability, I'm not saying that we don't have the ability, but if we had the ability to go to Proxima Centauri, or any other exoplanet out there, what would we do, and how would we do it with an offensive capacity, right? Guns a-blazing and go in and start shooting down? No, shooting. No, we wouldn't. It would be a scientific mission, and we would go there and take a peek and send information home. Why would we assume that ET would be handling anything differently with us? Because we haven't been attacked. Haven't seen that. I'm not saying that there isn't some angry aliens out there that would love to go and rape and pillage a planet. Of course, right? The universe is a big place. But we haven't seen that. Right? So could it be that some of these things that are visiting us are just absolutely scientific instruments out self-replicating across the Milky Way and galaxies and the universe to go out and find planets and see what they're made of and send the information home? Maybe that's it. And why should we think anything different? Because that's what we're doing. Go and watch Oppie. That is an amazing. I think it's done by Lucas. I think it's done by Spielberg and Lucas. It's a great documentary. It's kind of a tearjerker. It's kind of like Wall-E. It is. And don't tell me you didn't cry when you saw Wall-E. All right. I saw something the other day. It's like the 10 greatest films of all time, that whatever. And Wall-E was on the list. And I didn't agree with all of it, but I was happy to see Wall-E on that list. Wall-E was a great film. Man, I cried. Okay, let's see. I did. Lisa says, I can help you fix your car, Jimmy. Right on. Dragon Rider, why is there no more Fader Night? If I need to address that one more time, man, it's a new day. I'm wearing a new shirt. That's it. It's just a new day. New day. YJ says, I have 108 followers and I absolutely have made plenty of influencing, not by my status, but by my words. You go. Right on. Okay, let me get to the all cap stuff, because I could sit here and read everybody's comments. They're all great. Thank you, guys. This is just awesome. But let's get to some questions here. Let's see who is next. Whew. There's a lot of action going on in this chat room tonight. Lisa Davies funny. I have no clue what Jimmy is speaking of. I have total recall of The Running Man is also a dance move. But he means the old ladies movie. I can do The Running Man. You want me to get up and do it right now? Mandela effect. What version of things do you remember? That is a great question. Thank you for that. I'm just going to go with nihilist. Yeah, the Mandela effect. What the insane part about the Mandela effect is I have a hard time accepting the fact that there are hundreds of millions of people with the same psychosis, right? The same brain-eating amoeba. I have a hard time accepting that fact. Now, when it's the simple things for me, the simple things, like Cup of noodles. When I was a kid, now this was 1978, living in Panama. And my dad shopped on the Army base, like all Army families do. You go to the post exchange, go to the supermarket over there, and you buy your groceries and come. And one day he shows up, he goes and does his shopping, whatever, once a week, once a month, I don't remember. Comes home with this thing called cup of noodles. Man, oh man. Beef, chicken, shrimp. I don't like the shrimp today, but I love the shrimp when I was a kid. Anyway, cup of noodles. Cup o' noodles. I have a memory, and this became a part of my childhood. And to now grow up and experience the Mandela effect, and somebody sends me an email, and when we first started talking about the Mandela effect, sends me this email and goes, "Hey, Jimmy, man, what about, I heard you talking about cup of noodles a couple of years ago on the show," which I have. I love it. I love ramen. It's not cup of noodles. It's cup noodles. So what are you talking about? Cup noodles. Then I go and look it up. Here's the pictures. It's never been cup of noodles. And I'm like, bullshit. What? No. I remember that wrong. Now, the crazy part about this is after, I grow up and I, get out of high school and move out of the house, and I'm doing my own thing, and I'm doing my own shopping now, my own apartment, and I'm going to the store and I'm like, oh, cup of noodles. I'm going to buy that. Right? Ramen, top ramen. I'm going to buy that. Love it. Love that stuff. I still do. Still buy it. I buy it because I like it. I can afford to eat whatever I want. And you know what I want? Top ramen. Anyway, so when I jump into this whole thing, and I'm going down this Mandela effect list, of which there are thousands now of examples of things that have been either remembered wrong by literally hundreds of millions of people, or somebody has come in and changed our timeline for us. Sex in the City, right? Is it Sex and the City or Sex in the City? And I'm going back and I'm looking at old film clips and videotape of different references to this over the years. I'm like, what? Somebody needs to help me out here, right? Captain Crunch, right? Whatever. Kit Kats. And is this everybody just remembering everything wrong? Now, I have my issues with the space shuttle, 1985, or did it happen in 1986? And I can only tell you what my experience was with that, and it is vivid as yesterday. And to have so many people contact me, I'm talking about hundreds of emails, not just one, hundreds of emails. I was reading a lot of them on the air. Hundreds of emails with people saying, "Man, I'm telling you right now, man, I was in fourth grade science class. I was in fifth grade science class. I was in seventh grade science class, and they rolled in the TV, and I was in that science class in 1985, and we all saw it together." And did everybody just remember? Does everybody remember the year wrong? Right? I don't know. The Mandela effect. You can go today and go to any of these Mandela effect lists and read through them. Some of them, but it's to me, it's like everybody. I don't think there's an exception here. I think everybody has remembered something wrong. Everybody, you can pick it out. And it's a bizarre thing. So I don't know. Was it CERN? I don't know. I think it's the satellite constellation of Starlink. Thank you for that, Zenzabil. Very, very cool. Ever look into Robert Monroe? I have. That's from Bong Chop. That's the best name in the chat room tonight so far. And just click on the screen to clear the disclaimer. Okay, let's see here. Real paranormal. Turn off the internet. We aren't mature or smart enough to use it yet. I know. What was that movie, Zoolander? Remember when they had that Apple, what were the orange Apple computers called? What did they call those? The orange, I think they were blue too, maybe purple. And they were trying to figure out how to turn it on. Yeah, great. Paranormal Pixie Lara says, do you think Elon is going for ultimate control over the world? I think he has achieved that. Yeah. Now, is how close is he to total world domination? Couple of months. Yeah, it's not long. I'll tell you what, if the FDA approves Neuralink, if that doesn't open your eyes, if you don't step back and go, WTF, not going to say a bad word on the show. I know I did earlier. If that doesn't make you go WTF, right? If that happens, yeah, the four horsemen. Yep. He's there, man. He's got... Is everybody hearing me when I say Elon has his own space company? He's launching his own satellites. All of the successful launches, military, that are astronauts, that Elon controls that. That's it, man. He owns SpaceX. He owns his own satellite company. Satellites. He's got his own. The most influential internet platform on planet Earth. Not Facebook, not even close. Twitter. He owns it. Self-driving cars. Owns them. Owns the market. What did he launch today? Did you see that? Self-driving semi-tractor trailer. Pretty soon he's going to own the way you get your food. Oh, man. He's going to own the Amazon delivery system. Oh, he's right there. And now Neuralink. And he's going to have the robots. Yeah, inside of your home. You're going to wake up one night, that android's going to be staring at you in your sleep. What's going on? Elon is here. He's taking over the world. Yeah. That's how you're going to get the news. You really need to listen to every WTF. Yeah, there you go. No way on the implant. That's from Matt. Yeah. I'm glad somebody's listening. A group think. Exactly. Real paranormal. Thank you for that. Yes, Worsley, NGW. Actually, Jimmy, it reminds me of a mind map from Arthur C. Clarke's A Space Odyssey 2061. Thank you for that. Very well done. Jack the Lad. AMA, Jimmy, as the show evolves, what do you think or hope will be your legacy? Oh, what? Oh, I don't know. I don't think about that. You know what? I don't know. A guy that was trying to find answers. Is that a legacy? I don't know. What I am hopeful for, there's two things. All right? Okay. Now, I'm going on the record here. There's two things. My daughter, Nicole, the rest of my family, whatever, doesn't matter. But my daughter, Nicole, I hope that after I'm gone, right, that my daughter can go, my dad was Jimmy Church. And she says that with a smile and is proud. And somebody goes, really? Man, that's so cool. I listened to a show. I hope that is the result. That's all. That's all. That's all. And the other thing is the legacy that I don't want. I don't want to have, maybe this is some vision of the future. I don't want to have my body found, like lying face down somewhere in my home and not discovered for like 3 months. That nobody and whatever, and they come in and there's something here that's going to embarrass my family or something like that, which there isn't. But you know what I mean? I don't want to have that. It's one of those. I don't want that for my daughter. So there's not Nicole. There's nothing here embarrassing that anybody's going to find. They're just going to find a hell of a lot of guitars and remote control trucks. But yeah, that's the legacy I want. I just want my daughter to be proud, however she wants to take that. Whatever would make her proud. So there you go. Now, I'll say this: Elvis's one of Elvis's jets. He had 3. 2 are at Graceland, the Lisa Marie, and I forget what the other one's called. They're there across the street from Graceland at the Elvis Museum. But he's got another jet that is now going on the auction block. It's sitting out. I think it's at the Pima, just north of Tucson. It's out in New Mexico. It's in New Mexico, not Arizona. Anyway, it's abandoned. Still has the red velvet seats. I'm not making that up, by the way. It's got red shag carpeting and it's totally cool. Still got a VCR in there. I think there's the pictures that I saw. It looks like there's a cassette still in that thing. Anyway, it's going up for auction. It doesn't fly. I think it needs engine. If the control panel's all taken out and stuff, I don't know what you would do with it. But man, I would love to have that thing. I bet you could pick that up for like nothing. All right. Ernest says Neuralink will be for the astronauts going to Mars. He put that in all caps. That's supposed to be is that a question? But there's no question mark after that. Let's see what's coming up next. I'm just going to all caps only. Ramiro says maybe Elon is an ET hybrid walking amongst us. I've always thought that. Elon looks alien. Dude looks alien. He looks alien. What did he name his son? OU812 or something? And right? Why would you do that? Anyway, all of his comments about aliens and ET over the last 3, 4, 5 years on Twitter. It's like, man, where's Elon going? Does he know something? But you kind of look at him. He's got a little alien hybrid look. So maybe. By the way, have you seen the new David Bowie documentary? Some really cool references in there about ET. And if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I know that it was just in theaters. I bought it. Oh man, it's incredible. It's incredible. Soundtrack is really cool too. And so after watching that, that's why I watch Valerian, by the way. I was done watching the Bowie documentary. I'm like, okay, do I watch Labyrinth now? Which I did a couple of days later. Do I watch Labyrinth or Valerian? Because of the intro to Valerian, which is incredible. And it's Luc Besson. So anyway, where am I going? Next up, Vito Bratta. Vito Bratta? Oh, come on. Okay, that's a fake name, right? Vito Bratta. Vito Vito says, "What is your favorite guitar?" Vito Bratta, one of the great guitar players in the '80s. I think he was from New York. I don't know, Vito. You tell me. You're the one that's in the chat room. Whatever happened to Vito Bratta? There are a lot of people that still to this day. Whatever happened to Vito Bratta? I think the rumors are that he just laid the guitar down and started a construction company or something. And he's very successful at that. But Vito Bratta, yeah. So there you go. So James Lomenzo, his old bass player, it's a good friend of mine. And James, I think he's playing with Zach Wilde now, or was playing with Zach. Oh, is he back? Anyway, James Lomenzo, Vito's old bass player, and so I'm going to let you know, Vito, my favorite guitar is my Vito Bratta Stratocaster, which is right over there. I didn't know that you knew I had one, but yeah, I got the Vito Bratta. I don't have a favorite guitar. It depends on what day of the week it is. To be honest, I'm just going through. It's just whatever I'm playing that day. It tends to be my favorite guitar. My guitars are all. I say this all the time, but you need to understand. All of the guitars are set up and ready to go. All right. So anybody that comes over to the house, they can walk through the house and see something. I don't want to be embarrassed. I want them to pick it up and play it. I want it to be in tune. I want it to have fresh strings, and I want the action to be right. And if they're going to take it a step further and plug it into an amp, I want it to just be as cool as that guitar can possibly be. So I'm always, and it's little things, polishing the frets and doing all of that. So I'm always pulling a guitar down and just making sure. And so when I do that, I'll play that guitar for a day or two and get it all just and so anyway, back to your question, I'll put that back on the wall or wherever, back in its case. Go, man, this thing, why don't I play this thing every day? This thing is the best. And so it's like the last guitar that I played is the best guitar. So yeah, I don't know. They're all cool. Man, I still that Kramer Star guitar. I really like that. I like that Les Paul. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I like them all. It's whatever one. Jimmy, I'm 58. Love that we are still cool. Trippin' Texans, Kelly. I love that. Thank you for that, Kelly. Sean Patrick. Sean's a rock star, everybody. I'm just going to let you know. This man right here, Sean Patrick Baldwin, friggin' rock star, one of the most talented guys. Sean, love you, brother. And you can come over and jam with me anytime. And one day I'll be able to write and sing as good as you. All right. Let's see. Neuralink is for people with disabilities. Yeah. Keep going with that. Let's see. I will never use Twitter. This is the only solution. Turn off your comps and walk away. I love that. Jimmy, you're giving Elon's. I haven't even read this. Jimmy, you're giving Elon's projects too much credit. I'll be worried when he can make a Tesla that doesn't burn into oblivion after 50,000 miles first. Yeah. Let's see. Vader Lord says, just dreaming of working for you, Jimmy. Give me questions. Let me keep going. See, I can keep. You guys are the best. Let me get to you. Let's see. Here we go. Did that UFO in Egypt turn out to be anything? It did. It turned out to be a street light. Yeah, turned out to be a street light. It was cool at first. And when you look at that particular screen grab, you can't see. And so I go back and I'm looking at it, big monitor. And I was like, oh man, it's a street light. I was hoping, because in that, it reminded me of those UFO pictures that came out of Houston during that storm, and you were looking at the clouds and you could see that circular, and it was like, man, that's pretty convincing. Turned out to be street lights, a ring of lights that on a tall pole. It's a ring of light, and that's what that was in Egypt. But for a second, because when I talked to Elizabeth, because Elizabeth was there. Oh, she was on the show when we talked about it. Elizabeth Hoekstra was standing next to me when I did that panoramic shot when that UFO was over my shoulder. She was standing right there, and we were looking at the moon, and we were looking over that, and we didn't see anything. And the reason why we didn't is because we were looking at a street light, and not that big of a deal. So anyway, it turned out to be a street light. Yeah. So that's it. Let's see. How do we escape the Matrix? I used to kind of laugh when these conversations started to surface about us living in a matrix or living in a simulation, right? And I was looking at the comments, like from Elon Musk, by the way, and I'm looking at these comments from different CEOs and pretty smart people. What are they doing making these comments? Where's this coming from? Do they know something that I don't? And there's another part to this. Let's just say you're sitting on $1 billion. All right. And you can do this yourself. First, get $1 billion. That's all you got to do. That's the simple part. Just go and get $1 billion. And then, what would you do with that? Would you start to investigate a few things? Neuralink, for example, uploading and downloading consciousness onto a chip and trying to achieve immortality. Would you go? You know what the answer is? The short answer and the correct one and the true one is that, of course. And if you've got all the money in the world at your disposal, you've got software engineers, you've got manufacturing, you've got server farms, you got infrastructure, you got all of this brain power. You've got philosophers running around with you. You've got all of these things. You can go to Tibet, go hang out with some anyway, and you can go and get and seek these answers. And then would you, you're just in bed. You're like, man, so what do I really want to do with this move? I think that move should be not another boat. I've got enough boats. I've got ships, not another island. I've got a few islands. What do I do? How about, right? Now, and this is where it gets crazy. It's where it gets crazy. If you uploaded yourself, the ability, 3D glass, the ability to go into an artificial reality, augmented reality, a gaming world that is perfect, right? And something that could take over your touch, your sense, your smell, everything, right? Something you reach out to touch something and you feel it. Is that something that you would want to do? To take your mind and bust it out onto a chipset. No food, no sleep. All you're going to do is get smarter, no disease, and exist like the movie Tron on this thing forever? Would you do it? And is this what they are talking about? An augmented reality that we are living in a simulation. Is that possible? That's the crazy part. And so let's say you get into that, you're there. How do you get out? How do you kill yourself? How do you offload yourself? How do you escape the matrix? How do you unplug? Yeah. Yep. Don't know. I do not know. Let's see. YJ Jimmy. I know you have the fast RC trucks. I only have one, but yeah, I do. Any plans for the crawler type? The answer is yes. Yeah. I want to get a rock crawler, rock course and stuff set up. I'm into it. Yeah. I do. There is, everybody knows I have a Jeep. There are a couple of really cool Jeep Wrangler rock crawlers. So I'm going to pull the trigger. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to, because I want to paint it just like the Fade to Black Jeep, Fade to Black license plates, and, just make it the Fade to Black Jeep, same rims, and do that, make the small version of that and rock crawling. So the answer is yes. Yeah. I think also My Blue Heaven is an awesome movie. It's so good. You could melt all this stuff. I want to get a gasser. So that may be one of the next. I'm going to get an electric rock crawler, but I'm thinking about getting a gasser. The other day, I saw a demo of a Harley. Oh, hold on a minute. I got Renee. I almost spaced this, Renee. So I'm going to get this in. Renee sent me a couple of AMA questions. She said, if you do an AMA tonight, here's my 2-part question. Whatever happened with your mini camper? Did you get it? If so, have you had the chance to use it yet, or are you planning to use it soon? Okay. Short answer. I have picked it out. A friend of mine, we are buying 2. And so we've picked out the campers. It's a small teardrop, off-road type with off-road wheels and stuff, and disc brakes and things. Not that expensive. Those teardrops can start to get a little pricey, 25 G's, which is a lot for something that, what I want to make sure is that I don't spend a lot. I want to spend 15 grand or so, 16,000. But have air conditioning, have a heater, and the other things that I need, nice galley, nice ability to cook, but I don't need everything else. Maybe solar power, but even that could be augmented, and I can add that later. I just want something that I will want to use 3-4 times a year. I don't want to buy something and use it once and never use it again. I don't want to be in that vibe. Buy a mountain bike, full suspension bike, and you go mountain biking once a year. I'm not into that. I don't want to do that. So we've picked them out, and mine is black. It's black, by the way. It's black on black to match the Jeep. And ditto with the motorcycle. Okay. Now, I picked out and actually pulled the trigger on a Harley, and I did it a month and a half ago. As a matter of fact, I pulled the trigger to the point where I made the commitment, and then I pulled back. And I pulled back for a couple of reasons. And the first one, well, I won't get into that. I found another one. I found another Harley. So it's going to be a Harley. I've made up my mind. But I found another one, and I'm glad I didn't go the other route. So yeah, any day. It's going to be a Harley though, Renee. And yeah. So I wanted to get those in. Thank you so much. Renee produces our Fade to Black News. Everybody knows that. You've been listening to her name in the credits for many, many years. And she's the absolute very best. And up in my business, Renee. Whatever happened to the camper? Whatever happened to the motorcycle? So there you go. Okay, let's see here. Jessica says, did you finish watching 1899 on Netflix? I did not. I got 4 episodes in and I stopped. And I didn't stop. It's great. It's great. But I stopped. So, and this weekend I've got people coming over starting tomorrow, and I'm going to be tied up this weekend. Yeah, I'm blowing it out this weekend. We're going to have a pretty big party, but so I don't think 1899 will get in unless it's sometime on Sunday. Plus, and I've got people here all day Saturday, and I've got an interview that I'm doing on Saturday. So I got to squeeze that in. I've got another one on Sunday. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 1899. And plus, I've got all this video stuff I got to tape for commercials for Gaia for Into the Vortex. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get 1899 in. I love it though. It's great. It's great. It's great. Don't spoiler alert. Let's see here. This is Casper. Andor is the best Star Wars ever made, including the movies and the streaming shows. Casper, you're smarter than that. What's the question? I'm just going to agree with that. Andor was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't expect it. I don't know what I expected, but what I didn't expect was the visual approach to the way they did this. Washed out colors, kind of a retro, now-tro look. It wasn't all space agey, like, when you looked at the Imperial, stuff, everything was all high-tech, fresh, clean. No, not an Andor. No, different vibe. Yeah. I really liked it. I liked the storyline too. I thought it was a great ending. So there you go. Right. Yeah, I loved Andor. Man. And what's his name that played the lead? I can't. I'm tired. I can't think of his name right now. Let's see. Is Elon an alien building technology for us? I'm so glad that I'm not the only one thinking like this, but I just want to be very clear with my stance on this because I don't want to have Elon bum me out in the end that I got him all wrong, because I just thought my feelings really haven't changed on this a whole lot. But I always thought that Elon was a really weird dude, which I love, a really weird dude that got a lot of money and can go and do weird stuff. He's a weird guy. He looks weird. He talks weird. He acts weird. He's a nerd. He's a geek. And he's got a pile of money. He's got all the money in the world. And so, I hope that who I think he is right. I don't want to be wrong on this guy. I don't. Can I give you another thought on Elon before I get to the next question? Is this. I was surprised and shocked that he did what he did with Twitter. Going up to San Francisco, camping out at the offices all day and all night, tweeting all day long. And I'm assuming it's him tweeting and not somebody else. Just obnoxious, crazy. It's like, who's running the company? Who's running your other companies? Who's running SpaceX? Who's running Tesla? Who's running Starlink? Who's running all of your stuff right now? Who is doing all of that? This looks like a titanic waste of time. Why don't you just buy Twitter? Tell people a couple of things. You don't need to visit the office. You don't need to just let Twitter be. You got to lay off a couple of thousand people. Lay them off. Let it just. That's the part that confused me. I mean, if you are listen to me. I was it's my own personal experience. So this isn't conjecture or just a thought or a theory or an idea. I was with a very, very famous person. And we're talking. I mean, okay, go big. And this person says to me, I'm telling him a story. And this person says to me, Jimmy, I've seen it all. I need something bigger than that. And I was like, what? It's like my best story. Nah. I was like, wow. Right? Wow. So for Elon, what he can do and does whatever he wants all day long. Can you imagine that? And I'm kind of there now. I'm in a comfortable comfort zone. I don't have to trip. I don't have to trip. I can literally, I still have to work. I have to, but well, Elon still has to work too. But, so I can kind of appreciate that. But don't you want to be challenged? Is sitting around tweeting stupid shit all day and all night that nobody really cares about just so you can see your clicks? And or is that just who he is? I don't know. I just cannot figure it out. Money doesn't buy you love. You're so right about that, Lisa. Let's see here. Mount Shasta door was shot by a helicopter and said to be a play on light. What is your take? Yeah, it could be. I mean, I only know what I saw. That thing was open. That thing was, so, yeah, there you go. I don't know. I still can't explain that. T-Mobile and Starlink have a deal starting in 2023, and Elon said he'll make his own phone. He doesn't need ads or be in the Android and Apple App Stores, AMD and Apple App Stores. If you're the richest guy in the world, you want to build a phone, build a phone. Anybody can go get a phone these days. You can go and have anything made in China and crank it out. You can have, it's possible, maybe you can get something manufactured here in the United States. Go over to Sweden. Where's Nokia? Go get them to build you a phone. But Korea, go to Samsung, go build you a phone. So it's you don't have to be a tech multi-billionaire to get your own phone and sell it. So if Elon wants to do that, fine. Many people have tried to take down Apple and Samsung, and that includes Google, which is it's a whole other situation than Elon. But go for it. I hope. So you're sitting around. Well, so what do I do next? Oh man, how about I want a cell phone? You just wake up that day. Get some guys in here. I need some industrial designers. Let's crank out a cell phone idea. Do you have any plans on having Emery Smith on your show? I didn't know Emery was around. Oh, here's Renee. All right. Did that UFO? Are these repeating? Oh yeah, I've been watching that the evidence for Varhinia. I hope that happens. Damn it, Janet. What is your favorite song from the Rocky Horror Picture Show? What's that one? Turn to the left, turn to the right. That one's pretty good. Yep. Did you ever get a response from Gary Nolan on the metamaterial? You mentioned you would ask him. I could have an answer for you next week. How? I'll let you know. Okay. Let's see. Man, I'm out of time. Do you think the movie Time Cop is happening now? Time Cop was great. Man, I forgot about that. Time Cop. Time Cop is like a real thing. There are, remember Loki, the series? That's exactly what this is all about. Maybe time bandits. Carrie Hughes. Yeah, so we need time police. Yeah, no question about it. Before I let everybody go, I watched the first 2 episodes of Willow last night. Bam, Disney, amazing, Lucasfilm. I swear, man. And I missed the original movie, but no spoilers here. You've got to go and watch it. The production spot on, story so far spot on. Very impressed with the new Willow. Speaking of time cop, right? They just kind of fall into the same place. So let's see. Get in a couple more here. Jimmy, any chance you can get Bob McGuire on the show? That's from Jane Beatty. Bob and I, a couple of months ago, started talking about that, and we were going to get that happening. So the answer, I would like to have Bob on the show. Bob's great. So he's probably listening right now. So Bob, hit me up over the weekend. Let's get something lined up, and we'll make that happen. It's 222. I can go past 9. It's my show. Do what I want. Question, Jimmy. Jimmy, can you give me Anomaly's number? He's so damn hot. That's from Damn It, Janet. He's a good-looking guy. Oh, I'll tell you what, Janet, you know what you're not going to expect? It's pretty cool, though. He's tall. I'm 6 foot. I'm like 5'11 and a half, right? He's got to be like 6'2", 6'3". I don't think he's 6'4", but he's definitely 6'2", 6'3". He's a tall, skinny drink of water. Good-looking guy, though. He's good looking. So I can appreciate that, Janet. Thank you, Don. That's pretty cool. I agree with you. And I picked my dinner guest specifically for that reason. Communication and conversation is so important. Okay. We're in Action Jackson. Have you seen the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 yet? If so, what do you think? I haven't seen it yet, but I did watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I think that's what it's called. It's really good. Everybody's in it. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's it. Go to Disney and watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. Jimmy, when will we hear from Christopher Bledsoe again? Shout out to Chris. Yeah, absolutely. I talked to Chris last month. Wasn't that long ago? Last month? Yeah, maybe 4 weeks ago. So yes, the short answer is I'm booked up, but I will. Chris is in rotation. We just haven't announced it yet. Cup O noodles. Yes, thank you for that. I'm just trying to get everybody's questions in. There's so many here. There's so much to scroll through. I'm stopping on them at random, and you guys can see me doing this. Jimmy, what's up with the RC track? You need to do a live feed. I'm going to do one this weekend. It will be on Saturday. So yeah, I'll do a live feed. We'll figure all of that out. It'll probably be the easiest thing to do is Facebook, with cell phones. But I can figure out the YouTube feed as well and see if I can do both at the same time. But maybe do it once a month. I totally agree. I am with you on that. All Elon has to do is turn it on. You got that right. That's the scary part. Starlink's great. It screams. Okay. Elon, man. Looking at everybody's comments, I think that you guys get it. Jimmy, do you ever play one of those damn guitars? I do. Play them all the time. Let's see. Okay, here, check this out. It's not plugged in. The amps take forever. This Hear how noisy this is? That's because this is a real Frankenstrat. Real. Okay, and the reason why it's so noisy, it's got Eddie's eye hooks on here. This is an Eddie Van Halen strap, the official strap. But this is it. But see, a guitar like this, and it looks like, look at this. It's Crazy Town, isn't it? Right? We've all seen this guitar. It's very iconic. And there you go. But this guitar, so noisy. This guitar is set up to go. And somebody was asking me the other day if which one of these I like the most. And I said, it's weird, talking about the Eddie Van Halen guitars. I said, man, this plays so good and sounds so good that you can't help, you don't want to put this thing down. But then everything dropped. Everything dropped on my end. Am I still here? All right. Well, with that, let's just roll and get out of here. It just dropped. It dropped. I don't know. I just turned around and the screen was blank. So, but I see that it was still live. So now that it's still live, I can actually get out of here and do a proper outro. Yeah. Fade to Black is produced by Hill J. Palmer, Nate Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers there are none. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. This broadcast owned and copyrighted 2022 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Networking. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Everybody have a great, safe, fun, amazing weekend. I'll see you on Monday. We'll do some live streaming over the weekend, all right? Okay? All right, behave and be well. Go Beckley Teppy.